All right, so let's get in. So for those of us that are just joining, thank you very much for coming in. This is like really going to be like a very, very interesting session. And I mean, if you're excited about it, you can just drop a reaction if you can't talk. So we're going to be having Usman Yusuf to come be one of our guests today, and we're going to ask him a bunch of questions about like crypto. I mean, because we hear crypto a lot, and like, and we can be like, okay, what's going on? Like, is this actually going to get somewhere? Is this actually useful, or is just or it's just everyone that's using it and all? For the first, so Usman, how you doing? Good evening.
Hey, hi, Moss.
Yeah. So I think you should just let's just start with a brief intro. Just introduce yourself briefly, who you are and what you do, and let like people just know before we dive in.
Uh, I'm Uthman Yusuf, and I'm one of the co-founders at Payrit. Started building Payrit a few like months ago alongside my buddy for us. It came from a background of medicine, but decided to like move into products basically because I want to build like products for or tools for the world rather. And been doing a bit of crypto since like school days. Used to trade futures actively, made money, lost money, all of that stuff basically. So yeah.
All right. Um, Thank you very much, Usman. So we also have another guest today. I know like on the fly we probably saw talk said that we're only bringing Usman in, but we're like, no, let's give you guys something extra. And so for us, he's also going to be joining us. For us, I'm going to also give the mic to you so you can also introduce yourself and let people know a little bit more about you.
Okay. Um, can you guys hear me? So my name is Faz, and like Utman said, we started building Payrit a few years back, and the background about me is I actually studied computer science in school, right? And I'm not like Utman that studied medicine and left, right? I'm always like loved software, so yeah, that's a little bit about my. I just like to I like to write code and I like to solve problems. I've solved a lot of problems actually, but for fun and scale and medium size problems and all like that. Yeah. So that's a little about me.
All right, thank you very much. And just like a quick side note for everyone on this call, so I like it to know that like, this call is actually being recorded. Just to make sure that like, you're comfortable and you know like what's happening. So because this situation is going to be very, very valuable, I want to like, be able to record it in case we want to like reuse it or we want to share it with some of the attendees that are interested in it. So that's going to be that. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about the future. We're talking about the future of stable coins and everyday crypto. And I think the first question, I mean, what everyone wants to ask, like what we're going to want to talk about is what is stable coins? Like, what is stable coins? I want to know what is stable coins. So I think I'll hand the question over to Usman. So you go first. So can you tell us what stable coins, what stable coins is?
Yeah, so basically, stable coins are a type of cryptocurrency, yeah. But unlike other cryptocurrency that we know, Bitcoin, which is not the most popular, Ethereum, the second most popular cryptocurrency that people are exposed to. Stable coins are a kind of cryptocurrency which the value does not change basically. So if a stable coin is $1, it's always going to remain $1 no matter what happens. Yeah. So the way stable coins are built, they're basically built and tied, or the word which is most commonly used, which is mostly used, is pegged to a fiat currency. A fiat currency which is basically your normal currency, like your naira, your dollar, your euro, your pounds, like fiat currencies. So those are basically what stable coins are. And because they're cryptocurrency, so they are also built on the blockchain. And why this is important is because just like every other cryptocurrency, anybody in the world can always see what's and how a crypto and how an amount of a stable coin basically, move basically. So if I send a stable coin to Amos or anybody in the audience right now, Mr. Alabi elsewhere can go on the blockchain, which is usually called like the Explorer, and see that transaction. Basically, they won't see my name, they won't see Amos's name, but basically they'll see their wallet addresses. Basically, wallet addresses are basically like your bank account numbers, basically. Yeah. So yeah, and that's basically what a stablecoin is. And most common cryptocurrency and stablecoins are USDC, which is basically US dollar coin. There's USDT, which is US dollar tether. We have the most one that would know very well is the INR. The INR was basically built to be a stable coin. Yeah, and there's also one that's coming right now, which is like what the Nigerian government is working towards, the CBN is working toward, which is a CNGN, which is basically built like by a company run by a body of miners as well. So yeah, that's basically what stable coins are.
All right, then. Thank you very much. I think that was like very, very explanatory. Just in case maybe you want to like ask any questions or you have anything, you can just drop it in the chat box, or you can actually raise up your hand, and then like yes, we'll get to answer your question. And I think now that you've broken down what stablecoin is, and you've explained like it from like the ground level, it being a form of crypto also. So I think the next question I'll have for you is, so can you now tell us like what's the biggest misconception people have about stablecoins? Like USDC, because I mean, a lot of people probably are just sharing what stablecoins is for the first time now, and like there's been a lot of there's always like misconceptions going around. So like, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have about stablecoins that you would like to talk about or address?
The first thing is basically comparing them to other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. When people talk about Bitcoin over the last couple of years, you hear like Bitcoin is going up, Bitcoin is going down. Yeah. Which basically refers to like the volatility of those cryptocurrencies, meaning that the value against your currency, or the value at which you can get for that particular cryptocurrency changes. Yeah. Like those other cryptocurrencies, stable coins values don't change. If USDC has been $1 since it was created like so many years ago, and it's always going to remain $1, basically. Yeah. And aside the volatility, one other thing is basically the reason why these stable coins were created. Stable coins were created they're not created for trading. Yeah. They're created for real life use cases. You want to make payments. Yeah. You want to send money or you want to save money, basically. Because of that reason, stable coins basically play a role in the world right now where they are used to like either hold money, save money. Most of your cross-border payment companies in like Nigeria are using stable coins to make payments in the background, including our banks, to be honest. Unlike other cryptocurrency, stable coins are not volatile. It's not risky to hold stable coins, like never ever. Because if you hold USDC, for example, we provide USDC on Payrit, yeah. So if you hold USDC, it's equal to holding $1, basically. These are like the most common like misconception about stable coins that I've heard about.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, Uthman. So I'm handing the floor over to you now, Fawaz. The next question is for you. And we've already spoken a bit about like how stablecoins still relate to the dollar over time compared to like other crypto. But I think I would like you to touch more like, okay, the other cryptocurrencies that we have out there. Uthman had mentioned Bitcoin, Ethereum. How does stablecoins differ from it? What are like the major differences that you could see, or why And you can also tell us like why is stablecoin stable and why like the Bitcoin and Ethereum are also very, 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 very volatile. Yeah.
Okay. So like the name stablecoin, like it's stable. So and that's because it is pegged against an asset, a real life asset or a currency. For example, USDC is pegged against the US dollar as well as USDT, right? But man also mentioned CNGN, which is pegged against the Nigerian naira, right? There are other stable coins which are pegged against a particular fiat, a real fiat of a country. Like Kenya actually needs to have their own, maybe Kenyan coins, right? We don't know, right? So that's why stablecoin is stable. So basically, volatility is the first thing, right? And for Bitcoin and Ethereum, it fluctuates. It can moon. There's this like it to the moon or something like that. It's going to ape, right? So stablecoin doesn't have that, but the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are like they are assets that kind of the prices increase based on how many people are holding it. What are people talking about at this time? Yeah, maybe for example now, if US president, maybe Trump mentioned say something about Ethereum is the future, in like next 24 hours, you start an Ethereum price going up, right? It is not actually backed by real things, it's just kind of the hype kind of thing. Like I think when Trump got into I think when he won the election, the night he released the coin called Trump coin, right? And the coin went as high as almost $100 per coin. When he released the coin, I was actually online. I saw it, right? Before I was able to do everything and get one coin of that, it was already like $5. Why? Because it is. Then all of a sudden it went down again. So volatility, stablecoin doesn't go up or go down. It's always $1 is equals to one USDC, one CNGN is equals to one naira. So, and also another difference is primary use, right? Stablecoin is you can be used for payments, remittances, savings, and it's fast as well, right? With stablecoin, you can easily send one USDC to another person. You can use it to do real life trading, real life buying and selling. While Ethereum or Bitcoin, you can also use them to do those things, but not everybody's going to accept it because you don't know. By the time you are sending it, maybe when the person is getting it, it might actually reduce in value or even increase in value, right? So there's that. Like I said as well, the value pegged is pegged at 1-to-1, and also spending and cost. Like it is fast, it is stablecoin is fast, it is low cost, and so while the other one can be very, very slow and can be expensive based on different factors, right? And also accessibility. Stablecoin can be easily accessed, like you can use for everyday use and all like that. While the other ones can be a little bit more technical. You need to like know, okay, how much is it now? Okay, how can I do this? How can I do that? Right. So basically, stablecoin was created for the purpose of everyday use. Why the other one, Bitcoin, Ethereum, are like something that was just created for whatever purpose they've created them for. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. I think that was like very, 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 very in depth and like you broke it down. And I'm going to capitalize on the last thing you said that like stablecoin was created for like everyday use. And I'm going back to Usman now. So like as I said, stablecoin was created for everyday use. So can you give like a few real life examples of how people are using USDC across Africa today?
The biggest way like people are using stablecoins right now in Africa is sending money across borders. Yeah. A few weeks ago, a couple of countries in Africa started using this system called PAPS. Yeah. Which is why 2 weeks ago you heard that your banks are now able to start like helping you send like money across borders. What they're basically doing is they're using stable coins to basically do like the balance and checking across different countries. So essentially what this means is someone in South Africa can send money to someone in Nigeria easily. So what they need to do is send USDC, which is stable coin, to the person's USDC wallets. An example. So if for myself as a Nigerian, I could send my wallet address, my Payrit wallet address to a friend in Canada. Yeah, they send in USDC. I save it in my Payrit wallet basically, and I can spend it for my Payrit wallet easily. For freelancers, remote workers, people in tech, they also use this to stablecoins to like receive payments. Your guys like GigPay, AfriX, one of these guys' name, kind of about the data coming to mind right now. What they basically do is they help you receive those monies, yeah, in stable coin, and then they basically convert it to your naira for you, essentially. Also for businesses, yeah. As a businessman or business person who's buying like as an importer, basically, you're buying stuff from different countries around the world. It's always difficult for you to access FX. I was talking to a friend who's a car dealer on Monday. Yes, no, yeah, it was a Monday. Yeah, it was a Monday. Yeah, and he was telling me about how he bought two cars like over the last 2 months. He bought a GLC 250 about $40,000, and he bought another car. I can't remember the exact, but this was as an Honda. It was an Honda for $11,000. Yeah, and he didn't find he didn't find it easy getting that $4,000 because it's in Nigeria. $4,000 is about 80 million naira, like 90 million naira. Going to the bank and asking the bank as for 90 million naira worth of dollars in Nigeria right now, there's basically no bank that's going to give that to you. So you're going to go to Aboki's, BDCs. You try to get from them. It's unlikely they're going to have. So they're going to like aggregate from different BDCs at the same time. They're going to like call other BDCs to like get you that $4,000. And what they're going to do is they're going to give you at a ridiculous rate. He said he got the $40,000, but at the time, dollars was 1,519. He said he had to pay 1,600 to get that, that amount of dollars basically. So with stable coins, it's easier for him now because all he needs to do is buy USDC on Payrit, and he sends USDC to his suppliers in California where he buys his cars. And because one USDC is $1, the supplier gets can easily convert USDC to like fiat dollar and spend whenever they like. Also for savings, you can save basically just like you're saving in dollars, like how you do in RiseVest. On Payrit, you can convert your naira to USDC and hold USDC. It basically serves as dollars. So as the naira and dollar fluctuates, you also get the same effect. So if you hold dollars right now and it's appreciates against the naira over the next 2 weeks, you basically gain some naira holding dollars on USDC rather on Payrit. Also for like NGOs, when they receive monies from UN, UNESCO, and the rest of them, they often get it in USDC, just like FEMCO during the NSAS crisis. They received their money in USDC basically, and some in Bitcoin. Why they receive aids and donation in USDC because it helps them retain as much value, yeah, rather than sending it to the banks, which will basically charge them ridiculous amounts of money and then exchange it to fiat currency in like ridiculous at ridiculous rates basically. So with stablecoins, it becomes way easier and it's super fast because stablecoins, like if you send with your bank, you probably get it in like a week or two. With stablecoins, you get it instantly, like within a few seconds, basically. So these are like a few ways like stablecoins are being used right now in Africa and like ways that they can be used.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for yes. You mentioned the cross-border parts and also the fact that like you get more value because I mean if you appreciate towards the naira, you get value, and those are very very interesting points. For us over to you now. So the question now is okay. We spoke about like stable coins and like the use cases and why it's important and all that. So now let's think about like okay, why should like someone that's probably not tech savvy or maybe someone that's a trader, why should like the ordinary everyday people care about stable coins?
Okay. So before I actually answer that question, first is like they are currently on cryptocurrency world. In cryptocurrency world, we are still very early, right? What I mean by that is that a lot of people are not actually on the blockchain. Like a lot of people don't even know what it is. A lot of people have not even heard of it before, especially in places like Africa, right? So, and the thing is, the world is shifting daily. Recently, I mean, a few years back, they started when they launched LLM, ChatGPT, and everyone is about AI. You see vibe coding and everything, basically, right? So for cryptocurrency as well, cryptocurrency has been around for a long time, and the way it's looking is like even AI and LLM is even like gapping cryptocurrency that was there existing, right? So now the reason for that is because there is no use case, like everyday use case. People don't see like, why should I ever care about the cryptocurrency in the first place? Something that can increase and go down and raise my high blood pressure, right? So like, so why should people still care about it for like non-traders and this thing and non-tech person or people that don't know about blockchain? Is because especially for stablecoin, I'm actually not going to advise anybody to put money like Bitcoin or like that. But if you have enough money, you can put money in it and it can be lucky, it can go up, it can actually make a lot of money or have high blood pressure when anything goes down, right? But for stablecoin is actually stable. And why people should care about it, people that are non-trader, people that don't, first thing is, like we said, it's pegged with the fiat. For USDC, it's pegged with the US dollar, and USDT is also pegged with the US dollar, right? So before stablecoin, before cryptocurrency, thing came, people who want to get let's say USD, need to get a USD account. It was, I remember like 2022, 2023, I have a friend, like some of my friends are actually working for remote companies. They opened, what's it called? This account bank opened for us. I can't remember the name, but they opened this account and it's for you to receive domiciliary account, yes. They open domiciliary account and it's for you to receive this thing. But when they receive the money, they go to the bank, get the cash, and go to BDC or others are booking and change it for you, right? And every time you hear my friend tell me that, I beg borrow me something there, I don't get naira for now. Do you get? So today with stablecoin has changed. Do you understand? You can just get your stablecoin, like somebody can convert to the US dollar that he wants to send you to USDC and you can get. So as a trader or as a non-tech person, you don't need to really understand how to actually get, just with different applications that are existing today, you can use it. So you don't need to open a dollar account. That's why you should care about it. One reason is that you don't need to create a dollar account. You don't need to be looking for filling long forms and trying to get just because you want to get like the example Tman made about the person that bought a car and he couldn't, it was very difficult for him. If he had probably known about USDC, it would have been an easy way for him to like convert naira to USDC and use that to pay wherever it wants to pay. And he's not going to lose. Can imagine from 519 to like 16. That's like a lot of, if you accumulate that to like 19 million, is a lot of money that's gone. So one reason is that why you should care about allow you to use it every day. And the other thing is I can also help you to send and receive money across border in minutes. Like I think the main example that people use stablecoin for is the fact that I can use it for cross-border payments. Right? I can send money to somebody in Brazil. I can send money to somebody in Argentina with my stablecoin. The person can also get it and off-ramp it to their own fiat there. Right? Another thing is that you are going to avoid bank charges or FX black market. Right? I remember when before, if people are traveling, maybe that are living in one country to another, at the airport, you see people, you want to change naira, they will want you to change to the currency of the country you are going to, right? And then with that, they'll actually, FS can even be delayed, FS delays and all like that, and crazy bank charges, right? So that's another reason. Another reason is for traders, why they should actually care about it is because it protects your income and savings from local currency crashes. I think naira has been a little bit stable these days. I think it's been stable, but we know during the previous administration, today it can be 1.2, tomorrow it can be 1.6, right? So with that, if your money is in USDC or stablecoin, it's shield you away from that. So that's another reason. With platforms like Payrit, which is our platform, using stablecoins as easy as sending like a WhatsApp message, right? One of the reasons why we've actually built Payrit is to make people, people have access to money, have access to everything they need as long as finance is involved, easily. I don't know, for people who don't have our app or people who have our app, if you check, the UI is actually very simple. We've actually intentionally built like that to make people like traders who don't understand tech to easily get on it, right? And that's the way, when I started with, the reason is because it's probably hard. Like, people are not in the crypto world recently now, and that's because it's hard. Even the user interface can be very difficult to get. But I remember when Utman traveled one time and we needed to spend money and all like that. He had to call me. I had to we had to do some maths before you can get into the local currency of that country, right? But and we still even use like cryptocurrency to like get the money across to him, right? But it was still a bit difficult. That's even for us who are like tech savvy. So still a bit difficult, right? But so for traders, for people that are not in tech, for people who just want to spend money, right? Apps like Payrit can help you get by with that. So yeah. Also, another reason is that the world is shifting. Today, a lot of companies are actually shifting to stablecoin every day. If you follow stablecoin, if you follow crypto news on Twitter, you see like every day you see news from companies. As that today, I saw the news about JP Morgan, which is like the biggest private bank in the world. They are saying they want to adopt stablecoin, right? Companies like Visa, companies like MasterCard, PayPal, they have their own stablecoin as well, right? And people are actually shifting to it. They are going in. So if you don't want to like take the back seat, you should probably like start caring about it and getting to know, get familiar with stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons I should care about it. Also, like startup across Africa are actually building on stablecoin rails for payments. They are offering lending platforms and saving solutions and like that. Governments are also coming on the cryptocurrency space, especially stablecoin. Recently, Trump signed one act to a law for stablecoin, right? And yeah, so basically people should start caring about it. As the world is moving, we should also like move with them, and stablecoin is actually going to be easy to transact across border. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. For that was like really in depth, and I think everybody who has heard that now should actually start caring, because like like you said, the world is moving, the world is adapting. A lot of startups are now like building on like stable coin rules and all. My next question, I think, would still be for you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so someone's hand was raised the other time. I think it was Saeed. Do you have a question? Okay, your hand is still raised. Yeah. So if you have a question, please
So I've sent a request.
unmute
Yeah, you need to accept the request so you can be able to like unmute your mic.
All right.
Okay, I think we should continue. Maybe. Sorry.
Okay, let's continue. When you get a chance, you can just unmute yourself or send something to the chat box. So my next question would be, so I mean, we've spoken about like a lot of the good side of like stablecoin and everything, and like we know how valuable it is now, like based on today's session. I like to think back, like there's this saying that people say that like moderation in everything, yeah. And so let's talk about like, are there any risk or are there any limitations to using stable coins? And if so, what are they?
Okay. Yeah. So there are risks to everything in this life. Even being alive is a risk, right? So right.
Even get out alive.
Exactly. Right. So there are different risks to it. Like, one is not basically is a stable coin. It's somewhere that you store it, right? You store it somewhere. So if you store your stable coin on like a shady platforms, right? You can be scammed or lose your coin, right? That's that. The other thing is that like USDC, and there are different currencies. There's USDC, there's USDT as well. So if, for example, the address or the way maybe someone wants to send you USDC now, and the person mistakenly send USDT or another currency, basically, you're at risk of losing the coin that they've sent to you, right? And the thing is that Once the money has gone, once it has pressed send and money has like left the person's account, it has gone. So if that's one. Also, if somebody mistakenly put the wrong address, maybe your own address is ending with like X and the person put like S, that's probably another person address. The money has gone, right? And it's not like banks like can go and say, hello, my money has gone, and they'll freeze the account or something like that. It's not like that. Once it has gone, it has gone, right? So that's the risk, right? So to double down on the platforms, like some if you're on the shady platforms, like you can get scammed and you might lose your coin, right? So that's why we've also built platforms like Payrit, basically, right? Today, if you go to some other apps, they'll ask you to save your what's it called, 12-digit code, secret key, and all like that, right? But with Payrit, we have actually abstracted all those things for you. Like we don't want you to worry about that. We just want you to register, do the normal KYC, then receive and send USDC across border. So that's one risk, right? The other risk is also scams, right? Like I said, like always check your wallet address. Always, when you are sending your address to somebody that want to send you USDC, you need to like double check. Don't probably go and copy from where you studied before. Make sure you copy it from the app you want to receive it in. Like go there, copy the address and send it. Sometimes I think I've heard of news about when some people will go and copy their address from a previous transaction, right? They can be scammed as well. Like maybe somebody has actually written a code to change the address, and you copy that address and you send it. That's also a risk, can lose them. Like I said, if you send another address to another person, they send your USDC into that, it's gone. Like it's gone forever. Like you mentioned the safety law, it's gone forever, right? Right. So there's that as well, and exchange rate confusion as well. So today, unlike for example, like USDC to Naira, the most popular cryptocurrency stablecoin is actually USDC and USDT, right? That's the most popular one, right? And that I think that's even that's the largest with the largest market cap, right? And to convert it to Naira, rate can fluctuate as well. Like to convert from USDT to Naira can fluctuate, but to convert from USDT to USDC is like stable, right? So that's why with the emergence of currencies like CNGN and other local fiat, local stablecoin, right? That risk is actually going away. So the risk is that people can get confused about exchange rates, and you could be on apps that actually offer you worst rates, right? So that's another risk. So they're like the risks are actually a lot of them, but because of time, I'm just going to like stop at these ones I've mentioned.
All right, thank you very much. I think what I was hearing was that, like, I mean, someone could mistakenly send money to my own crypto wallet, and I think probably for that, I should probably
the funny thing is that I think recently, in one of my wallets, I just miraculously saw 2,000 one kind of coin. I don't know the coin. I don't know who owns it. I just left it there. I didn't interact with it. It can be scam as well. It can be scam that if you interact with that, it can be scam like them actually wipe everything on your wallet, right? So that 2,000. I can't remember the coin. It's there. It's still there in my wallet. I don't know who owns it. Maybe somebody mistakenly sent it to me. Who knows? So there's that. So you can be lucky. And someone can just get the address and they send it to you. Oh, yeah, a big boy then for the rest of the month.
I mean, actually, or for the day, depending on where I'm spending that money on. All right, then. Thank you very much. That was really, really insightful. And I think it's also good that we actually understand like the risk and limitations, because while we're actually trying to like move into the future, I think that's the best way to see. Because I mean, we all talk about AIs and everything, and we know that AI is good for us, and then we know that like there are still like disadvantages to using AI. There are still limitations, but the world is heading in that AI direction regardless. And even with like the limitations that like Faz has spoken about, the world is still heading there. Like I mean, stable coins is still like it will still eventually be like one of the useful things, one of the useful currencies for like what we are building, where we are heading to. So I think we've spoken about like Payrit, and how like Payrit is actually like really, really helping what's the word? is helping to push this mission in terms of like being the ease of using USDC. So Tuma, I think I would like to call upon you to just like talk more about like what Payrit's role is in and where we are actually like thinking about more in terms of like enabling people to use send money with USDC. Yeah.
So I think your question, Amos.
Okay. I was talking about like how we help people use USDC, how Payrit helps you use the USDC. So just for you to just come and purchase more on that. So I mean, you mentioned how we are making money to easy to send as easy as WhatsApp, as easy as sending a message on WhatsApp. So like I think we just want to hear more about like how we're actually doing that so that the audience can actually get a sense in case any of them have not actually used Payrit and just understand like Payrit's mission, vision, and what we can do.
Yeah. So basically we do basically four things here. We help you get stable coins, USDC. We help you keep it, basically. We help you send it and store it. Yeah. Then lastly, we help you spend it. So when a customer opens a Payrit account and you goes to like registers their details, we give them a stablecoin account alongside their Naira account. We give you a normal bank account and give you a stablecoin account. Now, with any of them, customers are able to like spend money. So you could go to buy fish at Alaba, or you don't sell fish at Alaba, sorry, at Yanoba. Yeah, go to Yanoba and you have stable coins, you have USDC in your police wallet. You can transfer money to the man selling to the butcher at Yanoba. Yeah, you transfer stable coin, which is USDC to him, which is basically dollars, send it to him, and then he gets Naira in his Naira account like instantly, basically. You can also like receive money like USDC from people around the world in your Payrit USDC account and hold it there. Basically, pretty much like we help you like basically utilize your stable coins, and like the next couple of months, we're looking at also like helping people grow their money. Right now, as a Nigerian, you have like very limited investment options. Either you're doing US stocks or you're doing Nigerian stocks, mutual funds, all of that stuff. It's boring. I mean, we're looking for like young people. We're looking to like make money in like the most legit ways possible. What we're looking to do basically is at Payrit basically is like help you access investment opportunities like globally. So with your Payrit account, we're able to let you invest in Japanese stocks, for example. You can invest in Japanese mutual funds, invest in Brazil mutual funds. Basically, Brazil has like one of like the really nice ways. The Brazilian mutual funds have like really like great way to like hedge against the inflation and like against like the return rates, as a Nigerian, to be honest. So like open that up to like people grow their money in the next couple of months, essentially. So like that's what we do right now, and that's what we're looking to do with like for our customers in the next couple of months.
All right, thank you very much, Usman. Like yeah, all the distract from the Usman. So like just expect a lot from us. Like I mean, we really do something interesting currently, and you can expect a lot more interesting things from Payrit. So for us, over to you. I think this would probably be second to the last question I'll ask. But let's talk more about inflation and edge on like hammer down on that. We've already spoken about how I think you were the one that kind of mentioned the past regime, how we would actually see like dollar go up and everything. I want you to like just buttress more on that. Tell us exactly like how the inflation like talks about how it's affecting our daily lives and how like this stable coins is actually going to really help us like just edge against inflation. Yeah, like does it really? I mean, you said it does. So like now, how does it? Yeah.
Okay. So like a country like Nigeria, I'm going to use Nigeria as as an example. A lot of things are actually imported in Nigeria, right? And if you are importing things, how are you trading with the other countries? It's like the currency, and I think the globally accepted currency is US dollar, right? So if a merchant or somebody like maybe like a business owner goes out to, let's say, US, brings in goods to Nigeria, and by the time it was going, he probably bought $1 for, let's say, 1.2, right? And he bought it for 1.2, right? So when he got there and he bought the goods and everything, he came back, he bought the goods into Nigeria, he came back to Nigeria, and after like a week, the goods that he bought for 1.2 is already there. He has sold some. Then over the following week, dollar became 1.6. Let's say he sold all those the one that he bought in 1.2. Let's say like he sells everything. When he wants to go back to go and restock, dollar is no more 1.2. Dollar is now 1.6, right? So that way, it will, I mean, the merchant itself is already at loss, right? So what happened is that even because he bought it for 1.2, he knows that when he's going back to go and buy again, it's at 1.6. So immediately he sells the one he bought for 1.2, he's probably sells it for 1.7, so that he can, you know, shield himself away from that loss. That's how inflation happens. Like because of dollar is going up and all like that, things are start to go up and all like that, right? So for people like that's on the merchant side, right? Now to the consumer side, where we earn in naira, right? And I want to go to that same merchant. Maybe last week I bought it for 1.2. Now I'm going back now and telling me this is 1.7, right? My salary was like, let's say 30K, right? And maybe I can buy one product for like once. I can buy two. Now I can no longer buy two. I can only maybe like buy 1.5, right? Because you are still holding your naira, right? But with stablecoin, the way it's actually shield away from inflation is that once you get your naira, you can just move it to dollar. That what people say, like move your money to dollar, like move it to dollar. I remember this was actually a trend then, like saving dollar. Everyone was talking about it then. I remember that time. A lot of people were looking for, how can I save it? Like people were looking for different apps to save in dollar, right? And by the time you even go on the app, like it's actually difficult to start asking you for your grandfather's land use charge that is not out to, like, you know, verify like that, right? So it's difficult because to open a dollar account now is actually very difficult as at then, right? Even I think now it's quite difficult, right? So now back to the topic. So for example, if you moved your money to dollar, when you are going back to that merchant that actually increases price from 1.2 to 1.6, when it's okay, Mr. Man, my goods is now 1.6. So it's okay, it's fine. What you just convert your naira that is also at 1.6 and convert it back to naira. It's going to be 1.6 and you buy. So that way you've shielded yourself away from that, you know, inflation. So that's the way. Like even in the startup world, like for example, some startup might actually raise money, maybe like 100K does, and when they raise it, and maybe they've told the investor that in 2 years' time, I'm going to make 50% of your money and I'm going to give you back. Now, at the time was making that calculation, that was probably 1.2 or 1,000, right? And his service is in naira. You get? So when maybe in 2 years' time, dollar is now 1.6 already that time. The 50% that he has already promised the investor is almost 50% because by the time he's converting the naira back to dollar, that's gone up. Do you understand? So that's another thing. So that way, if the naira was probably in USDC or USD, you shielded yourself away from that, right? So that's an example how when you move your money to USDC. Now people are saying to save in dollar, like I said, but it's still difficult to actually get dollar accounts, right? They'll tell you to go and bring your land document and all that stuff like that you don't even have. So, but with USDC, it's actually easy to just, you know, quickly move it and move it back. Like it's fast. It's almost like with apps like Payrit in minutes. Do you understand? You can get your in 1 minute, so less than a minute actually, because we've actually, you know, optimized our infrastructure and code to make sure that you get your naira in like a minute, right? With apps like Payrit. So that's the way how stablecoin can shield away from inflation.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions to ask? I'd like to open the floor for like the audience. So just in case you have any questions, about like just a few minutes to round up. And yeah, I think that's all we have for today. Just to recap, I mean, this is the future of stable coins and everyday crypto. And Fawaz and Son has like really dissected a lot of things and spoken about like, okay, like, because we're talking about the future. So let's think about in the next 3 to 5 years, some of the things that they are saying, they've spoken about to be on a grander scale. The currency preservation. So like we'll be able to like stay like in USDC instead of like all these stable local currencies. And in terms of like merchants even adopting the currency from like the businesses, our everyday purchases, and also like the cross-border payments that we've spoken about also. Um, so just like one more second, if you have any other questions that you want to ask, I would really love to ask it now because we're about to round off. And then this is going to be something very interesting. So this is the first session. I thank you for I'm welcome you to the first session of this. We're starting a community called Crypto Culture, and I'm going to share the link in the group chat. So the idea is that like, okay, we want to get like a lot of everyday Nigerians, a lot of people really grounded into crypto. We want you guys to understand like what this is, why this is important. I mean, we've really scratched the surface here. There's still a lot of use cases, still a lot of things that like the crypto can do. There's still a lot of things that stablecoins can do because we are actually heading somewhere. So just feel free to join the group chat, the WhatsApp group chat, and we'll start like engaging you. We'll let you know when the next session is. And I would also send in another link. So we also have a publication that we'll be sending out weekly, starting from this coming week, where we'll actually be breaking down a lot of this crypto questions that you might have. And yes, so I think some people are joining the group chat. So like when you're in the group chat, just feel free to drop any question. Powers, Usman, I myself am here. And like I said, these sessions will be happening continuously. So we'll let you know when the next session is going to happen. I'm going to be bringing in more guests. I'm going to be bringing in more experts in this space to come and break down crypto so we can actually build the culture that stablecoins is taking us to. So before I run it off, Fawaz, Usman, do you have any final words for like that you want to add for the day before you round up?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay. All right, then.
Yeah, so it's just to like touch more on what we're building at Payrit, basically, right? And I know Utman has actually mentioned cross-border payments, right? But I'm not sure like people would actually really understand what it means for you to be able to spend anywhere in the world with your local currency, like your Naira. For example, like I find yourself, I remember one day like when I was traveling to another country, right? And I had to like go change Naira to the currency. And my flight was like the next day, and the aboki I called was like delayed me, right? And I had to like stay at the bus stop for like 2 hours before I could get that the currency, right? And then there was no app like Payrit, right? Or the other ones are actually doing no problem. I'm not going to mention their name, right? So right, but what I'm trying to say is that in the coming weeks, we're actually building something really amazing here at Payrit, and we've been hard at work. We've actually been busy, right? And where everybody's not actually paying them, like what we're trying to release in the next few weeks, a month. I want to believe it's weeks, right? Because we're trying to like build a product that actually really works, right? And which is one thing we actually take as high regard. I feel like we want to build the product that works. It just works. Do you understand? You open Payrit today, you click a button, it works. There's no any surprises and all like that, right? So what we are building is that in the next few weeks, you'll be able to spend anywhere in the world as if you are a local of that country. You'll be able to spend anywhere as if you're a local of that country. You go to Ghana, you can send your Naira to the merchant or wherever you want to buy something. And the thing is that the person is going to receive the money in their own local currency as well, right? So basically, just like passport to the world, like your financial passport to the world, right? So I actually want people to look forward to that. And we are also going to like maybe release links for people who are actually interested in testing these features before we actually go mainstream, so that you can actually see, for people who are actually traveling, I know we have a lot of rich people on this call. People are actually traveling out maybe like the next few weeks. You can like reach out to us and like ask, okay, is this feature ready? We can give you a little bit of access to the test flights or the early access so that you'll be able to like check it, right? So that's one. The other thing is the other features that is on Payrit today that actually people don't actually pay attention to, right? Like you'll be able to spend, like you'll be able to do anything with any currency, basically, like your Naira currency and your USDC currency. You can buy airtimes. You'll be able to split bill. For example, you can split bill with somebody in Cameroon, and the person will accept the bill in his local currency, and you also get your own currency, maybe like fiat or USDC, right? And we have some nice features on Payrit as well for like analytics, your budgeting, and like even down to privacy. There's this feature, like my favorite feature on Payrit is like there's something feature called flip. If you flip your phone, it's going to add your balance and hide it. I actually want everybody to try it. It's actually a very interesting feature, right? So these are like few features like I'm actually working on, and in the next few weeks, we'll release them. And I want people to like join the community so that you guys can be like get first-hand information about our progress on this feature. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to put it, like Tinubu did.
All right, thank you very much for that, for us. Usman, do you have anything that you want to add in final words?
No, for us as basically spoken.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That should just.
All right, then. Thank you very much also for joining. And like you see, like one of the benefits of joining our community, like you get exclusive access to some of the things that I said that is coming up. So like we'll just let you know, it's active. Don't tell anyone. Go and join and use it before that join. And yes, we read our early users. Thank you very much. This was really exciting. And if it was exciting for you, can also like just drop a reaction. Or just drop an emoji reaction so that like I know that we're following. It was nice having you all in this call. I'm saying, I think I'm just going to mention all our names one by one. So Farouk, thank you for coming. Isola, Damilola, Kolawole, Miriam, Mutadirat, Flores. I hope I did not bother that name. Pardon me. Saeed, Tinulua, Victor, and Yasir. All right then. So till next time, don't forget to join the link staff set in the group. We are going to send you an email again, just like a recap of this, and a way you can actually access the recording if you want to like watch it. And also like once you join the communities, then we'll also keep you abreast of every other thing that will be coming. So cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.